Good morning, students. So today we are going to start with next unit. It is states of matter, and we are going to discuss about types of intermolecular forces in this session. Okay. So now let us start. There are three states of matter which we will discuss in this chapter: solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. Okay. Now these states are obtained by different forms of matter on the basis of these two things. One is intermolecular forces and the other is thermal energy. Okay. So intermolecular forces, this we are going to discuss in detail here. Intermolecular forces are those things which try to keep the molecules of matter together. Okay. And thermal energy is something which tries to move the particles away. Okay, thermal energy, if we say thermal energy is more, then it means that substance, the particles of that substance will move away from each other. And if we are saying that intermolecular forces are more, then it means we are saying that the particles will try to remain together. Okay, so these are two opposite forces. Okay, now intermolecular forces of attraction are of three types: dispersion forces, dipole-dipole interactions, dipole-induced dipole interactions. These dispersion forces are also known as London forces. Okay, they are also known as London forces of attraction. Okay, so dispersion or London forces, dipole-dipole interactions, dipole-induced dipole interactions. Okay, these are three types of intermolecular forces. Now, if we compare them according to their power, then the least powerful are dispersion forces, then comes dipole-induced dipole, and then comes dipole-dipole interactions. Okay. Now, when we talk about the bonds within the molecule, okay, within the molecule between the atoms, those bonds are much stronger than these intermolecular forces. Okay, these forces will be between molecule to molecule, but within the molecule, whatever atoms will be forming bonds, those forces will be much stronger than this type of forces. Okay, so now we are going to discuss these three types of forces. First of all, we are going to discuss about London forces or dispersion forces. Okay, now see, atoms and non-polar molecules, they are electrically symmetrical and have no dipole moment. Okay, when we talk about a single atom or we talk about non-polar molecules, then there is no dipole moment, then they don't have any dipole moment. Why? Because their electronic charge cloud is symmetrically distributed. Symmetrical distribution of electron cloud is there. But a dipole may develop momentarily, okay, even in such atoms and molecules. Okay, so what is the main thing which we are going to say here? The main thing is that if there is a non-polar molecule, then that molecule may also develop polar character momentarily. Okay, for a moment it may happen. Now how it happens, this is what we are going to discuss. Okay, now see, if you see this A diagram, then here we are able to see symmetrical distribution of electron cloud, electronic charge cloud. Now when we see there this one, second diagram, atom A with instantaneous dipole, more electron density on the right hand side. Okay, now see here what we are saying, that sometime it may happen that its electrons move toward one side, and because of this movement, what happens, that particular portion acquires partial negative charge. Okay, and the other end acquires partial positive charge. Okay, so what does it mean? It means there is development of instantaneous dipole. Instantaneous means at a particular moment. Now when it happens, then what will happen? It will also develop dipole in the other atom which is nearby because of attractive force. Okay, now this end is negatively charged, so what will happen for the next atom? Nucleus will be attracted toward that end, and then it will be termed as induced dipole. Okay, now when such thing happens, then there will be attractive force between these two atoms. Now this type of attractive force is very weak attractive force, and it is called dispersion force or London force. Okay, so what we said? We discussed here that if there is symmetrical distribution of electronic charge in an atom, even then momentary, for a moment, it may develop a dipole, and those dipoles may attract each other, and that attractive force is weak attractive force and has caused because of dispersion, because of movement of the charges, and it is a very weak force, so it is called London force or dispersion force. Okay, now here again you can see properly, dispersion force arises from unsymmetrical distribution of electrons momentarily. Momentarily means for a fraction of second it will be there in the substances. Okay, this temporary or instantaneous dipoles, okay, they cause temporary partial charges, means they will be there for a very less time. Okay, now here let us take one example. Suppose there is an atom in which there are 2 electrons, then what will happen and how it develops? Instantaneous uneven distribution of electrons. Now see, this is nucleus and electrons have to move around this, so it may happen that electrons while moving they come on one side, both the electrons they come this side. Okay, so what will happen? This will develop negative charge on this side and positive charge on the other side. Okay, so we will say this is instantaneous dipole. Instantaneous means it has developed momentarily. Okay, so this way it develops. Now for non-polar particles, if we say how it develops in non-polar. Okay, okay, now see first point, when atoms are far apart they do not influence one another. Now see, when they are very far, just like it is here and it is here, there is too much distance between the two, then they will not attract each other, they will not do anything, there will be no change at all. But what happens when atoms are close together? The instantaneous dipole in one atom induces a dipole in the other. Okay, so when there was development of this dipole momentarily, then it will also develop this thing in this, but when it will happen? When they come closer. Okay, so when they come closer, then there is development of dipole in the atom which was just having symmetrical distribution. Now this thing happens throughout the mixture or throughout the sample. Okay, whatever sample we have taken, this process occurs throughout. So there is existence of weaker forces of attraction, and those weaker forces of attraction are called London forces or dispersion forces. Okay, now see here again you are able to see there was instantaneous uneven distribution of electrons. Electrons have come on one side, and so this part is free of electrons, so it becomes positively charged, and it is like this. And now when another atom comes nearby it, then again that also develops induced dipole. Okay, now these temporary dipoles can induce other temporary dipoles in a molecule which is nearby. Okay, partial charges attract molecules until they disappear. Now see, this is very small charge, so we have said it is partial charge. Now this attracts the other molecule till the time it is there on that particular molecule. See, this thing till the time it remains, because when we are saying that electrons have come here, they may come this side also now. So till the time it is in this form, it will keep attracting other molecules. Okay, Now, all substances exhibit this type of intermolecular forces, even ionic compounds, because all substances have electrons. Since there is presence of electrons everywhere in all the atoms, so this type of force exists in all the types of materials. Now let us come to second, dipole-dipole interaction. Okay, now see, as the name suggests, what is there in this? There will be two molecules which are of polar nature. Okay, and this is one molecule, this is another molecule. So dipole-dipole interaction, just like if we take an example of HCl, then at H end there is partial positive charge, at Cl end there is partial negative charge. So in any sample, this will attract other dipoles also, and this type of interaction will be termed as dipole-dipole interaction. Now, this type of interaction is exhibited by polar covalent compounds. Polar means permanent partial charges. Okay. How partial charges are developed permanently? Because of the difference in electronegativity. Okay. Partial positive charges and partial negative charges attract in different molecules and hold them together. Stronger partial charge is equal to stronger dipole-dipole forces. Okay, now see, if there will be more electronegativity difference between the two atoms which are bonded covalently, then there will be more development of charge. Okay, more development of charge will be there, and if there are more charges, then there will be more attractive force for the other molecules, and due to this there will be stronger dipole-dipole interactions. Okay, now let us come to polar molecules and dipole-dipole forces. Okay, this is one the same thing. Here we are just discussing about the solid and liquid state. Okay, so in case of solid, there is development of dipole-dipole interactions like this. You can see this one is positively charged, this one is negatively charged. Okay, so this way one negative end attracts the other positive end, one negative end attracts the other positive end, and whatever molecules are there, they are all attracted by one another. Okay, in case of liquids, there are still more attractive forces. See, there are a bit more attractive forces because the molecules can move freely. Okay, so positive pole of one polar molecule attracts the negative pole of the other. Okay, now let us come to dipole induced dipole interactions. Okay, now see here what will be there, one molecule will be dipole, and because of its dipolar nature it will make another molecule also dipole which was not dipole earlier. So the new molecule will be termed as induced dipole. Now this induced dipole and the dipole will have interaction, they will attract each other, and such type of attractive force will be termed as dipole induced dipole interaction. Okay, now see, we have taken one example over here. What would happen if we mixed HCl with the element argon? Okay, now see what we did, we took one dipole, means polar substance. This HCl is a polar substance and argon is non-polar substance. Okay, then what is going to happen? See, the electrons on an argon atom are distributed homogeneously around the nucleus. Okay, now see, this is homogeneous electron cloud of argon, but these electrons are in constant motion. See, these electrons will be in motion, just like we said earlier that they may come on one side, and on whichever side they come, they collect, that side becomes partially negatively charged. Okay, so they are continuously in motion. When an argon atom comes close to the polar HCl molecule, the electrons can shift to one side of the nucleus to produce a very small dipole moment that lasts for only an instant. So what we said, let's see, this is polar molecule of HCl and this is non-polar molecule of argon. Okay, now in argon there are electrons. Now it may happen then that when argon atom comes near HCl molecule, then at electrons present in argon, they may come this side, giving rise to partial negative charge, and this end will become then partial positive charge, and this will be a dipole for a moment. This will act as a dipole for a moment. At that particular moment, this positive end will be attracted by this negative end of the HCl molecule, and because of this there will be attractive force, and that attractive force will be termed as dipole induced dipole interaction. Okay, now let us look at the summary of all the types of intermolecular forces. Okay, now see, those molecules which are interacting with each other, they may be molecules or ions. Now when they are ions, then there will be ion dipole interaction. Okay, just like if we take this example NaCl in water, then NaCl is ionic compound and water is dipole. It is a polar compound. Okay, so Na positive ions will interact with dipoles of water. Cl negative ions will also interact with dipoles of water. Similarly, if interacting molecules are there, if there are interacting molecules, then three types of forces are there. First, dispersion forces. Just like we said that if this is a molecule which is non-polar, then there will be presence of dispersion forces. Just like in case of argon, if it is in liquid state, then there will be presence of dispersion forces. If we talk about iodine, which is in solid state, then there will be presence of dispersion forces. Similarly, there is second type of force, dipole-dipole interaction. It will be there when the molecules are polar. Okay, then dipole-dipole interactions will be there, just like hydrogen sulfide or methyl chloride. If we take, then hydrogen sulfide is also polar and methyl chloride is also polar. So they will have dipole-dipole interaction. Third type of attractive force between molecules will be hydrogen bonding. What is hydrogen bonding? We discussed in the last chapter. It is the bond formed between hydrogen of an atom and most electronegative element of the other atom. Okay, just like in ammonia, in hydrogen fluoride, or in water. Okay, so this is the type of different forces which exist in different molecules. Now let us come to this point, that how thermal energy and intermolecular forces they behave, and on the basis of their power, what is the state of substance. If intermolecular interactions we talk about, then they are weakest in gases and they are maximum in solid. Means when we start moving from gas to solid, then there is increase in the intermolecular forces of attraction. And when we talk about thermal energy, then thermal energy of molecules of solid is minimum and thermal energy of molecules of gas is maximum. So what we will say, if a substance is existing as gas, then it means the thermal energy value is maximum and intermolecular forces of attraction value is minimum. And if we say that a substance is existing in solid state, then we will say intermolecular forces of attraction are maximum and thermal energy value in this case, in the case of solid, is minimum. Okay, now let us take a look on hydrogen bonding. See, what is hydrogen bonding? This type of force is also again dipole-dipole interaction. Okay, now this type of force is slightly stronger. Okay, now hydrogen bonding, oxygen, fluorine, nitrogen, when they get bonded to hydrogen atom, they cause very strong partial charges to develop. Now as we said earlier, that if the charge is more, then we will say strength of the bond will be more. Okay, So here, because of electronegativity difference, higher electronegativities of oxygen, fluorine or nitrogen, there is development of higher charges on the poles. Okay, so because of this, this bonding is stronger bonding. Okay, now here the example shown is of water. These are hydrogen bonds. These dotted lines represent hydrogen bonds. Okay, so this we discussed in detail in the last session also. Now whatever we discussed today, on the basis of that you have to solve these home assignments. Okay, thank you.